My name is Jocelyn Hilling. Welcome. This is the Embrace, Enlighten, and Enhance teaching that I do every week on Sundays. So feel free to join me at any time. This is absolutely free. If you feel free to donate, that is completely your choice. And if not, that is completely fine as well. So what these teachings look like is basically I'm going to open us up with an intention, and then I'm going to speak the intention. I'm going to share with you what I would call a manifestation manuscript, which could also be interpreted as a prayer, and that will allow us to open up to receive the message. And then I walk us through a guided meditation to align all of ourselves. And then I will begin teaching after that. Then I provide another small guided meditation and then deliver the intentions again. And when I deliver the intentions again, after that, we just close out. So I'll just end it, and all of a sudden the call will just stop. And feel free to contact me if you need anything. Now, these videos are all recorded, and they're all accessible on my membership site, as well as the prayers and intentions I will speak. They're written down. So all of this is accessible, and you guys can use these again. The way I speak intention is through a very specific language that the universe will hear so that we can be aligned and start to open us up to receive the message. And as I said before I started recording, basically I just embrace a different level of consciousness, and I don't really plan for these. I just trust that whatever information that needs to come through is going to come through. And I just get the topic. So today's topic is love, and I'm really excited about that because it's a fun one. Definitely something I really enjoy, and I love to educate about the mind and how it loves to play silly tricks on us. And the goal is to hopefully unwind some of those things and grant us some freedom in those structures. So allow us to get started, but I'll say thank you for your patience with my process. Let us evolve now, past religion, past the word, past knowledge, through one. As you all know, truth is in you. Allow us to connect and evolve in love with awareness of an evolved consciousness. Let us coexist in oneness, stillness, silence, consciousness, knowingness, with love, through love, in one. Be one, and be with us. And today, our intention to open us up thank you for grace, divinity, power, discipline through love. As we all open all of our senses today to feel truth, allow our hearts to fully embrace the energy and vibration of love on all planes. We ask for clarity around love. The intentions, expectations, restrictions we hold are invited to fully leave, as we know our minds are not only capable of perceiving thoughts. We allow our thoughts to go so we may embrace an evolved energy of healing through the embrace of all that we truly know. Now allow us to connect. And if you would, I invite you all to keep your eyes open or closed, whatever you may choose. and I'll walk us through a guided meditation. As you breathe, please allow your breath to breathe light into your body. Allow your breath to bring life to your body. And allow your breath to be life in your body. As you breathe, notice expansion happening. Notice your senses opening. We invite all parts of you to show up today. Parts that are conscious, unconscious, blind and seen, to manifest fully. Allow yourself to picture your body now. Allow your eyes to fully embrace what is truly seen, not in this existence. Allow your ears to open and hear what you need to hear. Allow your hands, feet, and body to completely open up. Every pore, every molecule to expand and receive a new energy, one that feels completely embraced, completely in love. Allow your voice, your throat, your taste to open completely and expand past words to feel vibration. As you breathe in, notice your smell enhancing, your throat expanding, your body feeling expansive. Allow yourself to look at your heart. From all angles. Examine it. Notice how it beats. Notice the rhythm. Notice the intensity. And as you breathe, notice the power of breath through your heart as you watch it expand, to feel, to embrace, to exist. Allow us to invite our beings to transform and become an existence today. An existence that is expansive, an existence that is conscious, an existence that is evolved, an existence that is enlightened. We invite light to shed on every part of our bodies, into every one of our human senses, into every cell of our being, to transform into an existence of enlightenment. And now allow all of those senses to be filled with love as we speak about love. Take a deep breath. And you are invited to either keep your eyes open or closed to hear the teaching for today. And I will get started. Love is a common term that we throw around as human beings, especially in relationship. We enjoy saying, I love you. We enjoy practicing love, shedding love and light. We enjoy participating in what I would call stories about love. There's no such thing as a story about love, because love is pure energy, an energy that we all create. It is not something that we participate in. It is not a choice. It is not a belief system. And it's not a value. Love is a whole entire vibrational plane of energy that exists, that is above us and around us, fully embraced in us. Starting at a young age, we seek unconditional love. And we dream about getting that from people and partners, especially people such as our parents. And then our heart breaks when those people don't love us the way we imagine them to love us. This is because we seek truth and we seek this vibrational plane. We seek the ability to create love, to speak love, and to truly feel it. A lot of us are misaligned, meaning there's parts of us that are in different places at different times, or our senses are shut down, and we can't truly feel this energy all of the time, but there's glimpses of it. We start to feel it once in a while, and it feels amazing, like cotton candy or ecstasy. And we become addicted to love. Or we associate that feeling with a person, a place, or a sense that we have in this human existence. All of our senses have been distorted, toxified, calcified, damaged, hurt. And they continue to be hurt, especially when our mind gets involved. We participate in watching beautiful romantic comedies that teach us about love coming along and saving us. And that's true, love will save us. But honestly, the only way to describe the feeling that we experience on this vibrational plane is the word love. But it's not the same as we once thought it was. Love and truth go hand in hand. It's an energy that lives inside of our bodies. It's a vibration inside of us. And once you're fully embraced and encompassed in this vibration, you desire nothing more than to share it. And it looks and feels different than you could ever imagine, because love is free and love flows. Love is not to be confined or put in a box or have constraints or restrictions placed upon it, rules and regulations. We love conditionally a lot of the time until we reach this vibrational plane. And once we reach this vibration, it is unconditional love. And we just love one another, fully accepting of the differences. And we hold each other accountable at the same exact time, because we love each other and we know we're fully connected and embraced in oneness. So when I love another person, I will speak truth to them because they are me. And I will allow them complete and utter freedom because their journey is important to me. And I value them. There's honor in this place. There's discipline in this place. But not the way we thought either. I guess a lot of the things that we thought, I guess the only thing to really say about that is nothing is what it seems. We only know what we know. And until we expand what we know, or choose to lose all that we know, we grab a hold of anything and everything to climb the ladder. Many people that come into our lives that we love serve a valuable, amazing purpose for us and themselves, to be a mirror, to show us things that we need to work on, or to allow us the opportunity to love them unconditionally, even if it may seem like it hurts at times. When you feel this energy in your body, it just expands you. And people feel it. They want it. You want it. You don't want to ever let it go. This is what we start to crave as young children. And when we cry and we're hurting, and a loved one embraces us and has us stop, it confines us. Or when we have a boyfriend or a husband or a girlfriend or a wife, and they get jealous or angry, they confine us. We start to alter and change our beliefs and our love for ourselves to make them feel better. Because deep down, we do love them and we want them to be happy. A lot of the times this looks like a codependency, which is not true. It's just that we already know that we're all connected. We want to soothe each other so badly. The one thing we're missing along the way is the love that we need to have for ourselves. Truth and love, as I said, go hand in hand. They're in the same vibrational space, just like fear and ego. Meaning when you're fully encompassed in this space, you see truth about you, and you see truth about others who are also you, but you treat yourself very different in a way that is honorable, no matter if it hurts, because love is free. And this could look like Jocelyn being completely flaky because I work in flow, meaning I will honor myself and where I'm at in every single moment in that moment, and pay attention to what my body and my mind, my soul and my heart need in that moment, rather than feeling or creating a thought process about what I think I need to do or be or say in order to be a loving person or to love myself. It's interesting because we develop these really interesting relationships with our parts. And I see parts because I see energy levels and vibrations and frequencies, and I basically see a human experience as an orb or a soul, you could say, but it's an orb that it's split in different vibrational planes. And so I'll see the body on one plane, the mind on another plane, the heart on another plane, and your knowingness or your highest self on another plane. And we are striving to connect all of these. And so we build these interesting relationships to try to communicate to these parts. But what happens is we actually lose communication because the body, the heart, and our spirit know no words. Words don't exist in those places. Words exist in the mind. Energy exists in those places, which means you feel. So you will feel love. You will feel truth, just like you're like, oh, that sounds right. It doesn't sound right. Like what you're saying sounds totally crazy, but it feels right. Something about that feels right. That's your knowingness kicking in. It's solidifying truth in your body on a cellular level. We feel the energy of truth when it is spoken on that vibrational plane. But what happens is we start to develop these stories and these relationships between these parts that misconstrue our perception of love for ourselves and our love for others. Let me use an example. If my body is in pain or it's weak or out of alignment, a truthful thing for me to think would be, I should probably do some things for my body. I should probably get it in shape and detox or go to the doctor, get some supplements, whatever I do. I'm like, those are the logical steps. Okay, that feels right. That seems right. No part of me actually asked my body what it needs or wants. That is loving. And sometimes what our body needs and wants has nothing to do with what we think it needs and wants. The stuff that my body has me do, I'm like, come on, body. Like, really? But I'll do what my body wants because it's an amazing vessel for me to carry truth and light. And so I'm going to say, okay, body, you got a deal. Let me love you and nurture you. And we want to hear it and we want to feel it. That's how we communicate. And when we think something, or we have anxiety or heartache, depression, anger, the first thing that usually happens is we're like, I wonder why I'm feeling this way. So I might as well start processing it. Let me get my journal out. Let me write about it and figure out the things and steps I need to take in order to work through this, because I do love and value myself. There's energy that goes through your mind. But how do you think your mind feels when you're telling it, excuse me for having that thought, allow me to dissect it and tell you it's no longer welcome here because I don't like it and it doesn't feel right for me? Your mind is like, hey, I'm just providing you with a construct to find truth. That's all I'm doing. Keep me out of it. But we minimize and we belittle, degrade ourselves in many subtle ways that is not loving and honoring. And so when we're trying to access love or truth or a different vibration, the first thing to do is to honor all of these parts. And we do so by having open communication with them. And it looks like this. That's interesting, mind. Thank you for showing me that. Wow, I noticed that thought. Now I'm looking at it from a very objective point, meaning I'm not even looking at it. I'm noticing it. I'm saying it's interesting. And then I'm allowing it to be there because I know it's serving me a valuable purpose. And then I say, thank you, mind, for showing me that because that's valuable. Show me more so I may grow. But we don't talk to our mind like that. We say, get rid of those thoughts now. Let me heal them or let me think positive. This is very common as well, especially for us light workers or love beings or healers. We want to be positive. Sometimes growth isn't positive. Sometimes it's not negative. Sometimes it just is what it is. And there's so much beauty in just being exactly where you are in that moment. Healing takes place in that moment, in an instant. I get teary just thinking about miracles and how they happen suddenly, quickly. If we just sit still for just 1 second and we don't analyze ourselves and break ourselves and belittle ourselves and tell ourselves everything that we should not be or should not think, the second we do that, we create a whirlwind of shame and guilt in our bodies and in our minds. And this is how disease and mental illness is created. There's an energy that lives in our body. There's an energy in our mind. And our mind is going and our body is going and it's feeling. And our heart is wanting to pull in all of our energy and move things through us. But our heart is shielded by layers of ego, which I'll talk about a whole nother time. And then our mind is shielded by thoughts, and it looks literally like a wonderful, amazing maze. And the only way out of the maze is to rise above it, and we all know this. That's why we're talking about raising our vibration. And our body, it's just this beautiful vessel that just wants to feel. But when we feel something in our beautiful body that we don't like with our mind, we tell it to stop. We say, body, don't feel heartache right now. It's not welcome here. Be positive. Get through this. You can do this. You've got work to do. Get over this. You detach, let go. Let's move on. Sometimes we even say, allow us to sit with it, and we prolong it, and then we think about it. But honestly, it's just a breath. It's so simple. It's an embrace of, and then it's done. It's a quick transmuting of energy, allowing the energy to flow through you as you feel it. Grief is a mere perception of the mind. It's just all energy. Intensities are perceptions. They're all energy. And there's certain levels where it's going to be extremely intense when you feel. And just allow yourself to embrace that. And there's certain places where it feels expansive or restrictive. The point is, it just is what it is. But we have been trained for so long to criticize ourselves. And this began when we were very, very young. When we started to seek out soothing from another person, comfort from another person, trust from a book, trust from education, feeling more confident with the more certificates or the higher degrees we have. The bigger our resumes got, the more money we made. We were developed to be a product of our environment, to show our worth through our achievements and our existence of things that we can prove. We say, look at my beautiful ring, I'm in love, or look at my wonderful wedding, or look at my great family. But deep down, we feel like something is missing. And then when we seek out spirituality or religion, and like something just doesn't resonate, we're like, what is it that we're missing? We're like, this feels right, but something isn't there. It's you. That's what's not there. It's you. You're here. You've always been here at the core. And you're hiding internally in there. And you're beautiful. And you're fully embraced in love. And you're fully embraced in heaven. And you're already on a high vibration. And you're already still. And you're already aligned. You just are finding that and finding you. But we don't find ourselves by trusting selves outside or a word or seeking out those things. We have to hear it by a feeling in us. Hearing truth is a feeling in us. We feel it in our bodies. And we do that by paying attention to the relationship we have with our bodies and we have with our minds, and trusting ourselves despite the odds, despite the criticisms, the looks. I had several awakenings, and my awakenings were startling to myself and others. And there's this little tiny piece in me that was like, no, this is real. This is real. Nothing's wrong with you. Nothing's wrong with you. And I was like, that's right. And I was like, oh my gosh, that means like I'm about to lose everything. That means I can predict the future. Oh my gosh, that's so much pressure. Oh my gosh, like, I'm like, breathe, Jocelyn, breathe, breathe, breathe. Just be now, just be now. It's that little tiny voice that said, Jocelyn, you're not broken. You've never been broken, despite your parents saying you're broken, despite people thinking something's wrong. Jocelyn, you're not angry. You're passionate. You have the freedom to change your mind at any given moment. Jocelyn, you could be anything you want to be. It's that little voice that knows everything and anything in us is capable when we trust ourselves. We weren't taught to trust ourselves at all. We weren't taught to communicate with ourselves either. I want to know when we had a class in school that said, Trusting Yourself 101. But it said, hey, if you have a problem at school, the first thing you do is you tell an adult or teacher. If you have a problem with someone, you tell someone else. Go consult someone. Get opinions. It's funny because when we put trust in the hands of the person that it should be in, they can handle things no matter the age. My daughter, she's very young. And I remember this day I was mowing my lawn and she had cut her hand and I was mowing the lawn and she's like, Mom, I cut my hand. And I said, oh, what do you need from me? And she's like, I don't know. I said, well, let me know when you figure it out. And she's like, I'll just heal myself. I said, that sounds brilliant. I said, I trust that you'll figure it. And she said, how? She said, how do I do it? And I said, I trust that you're going to figure it out. She goes, okay, I'll take that. And then she did. She got some stones. She prayed to some angels. She came up to me and I said, how did it go? She goes, Mom, I can heal myself. I said, of course you can. You're amazing. Tell me how you did it. She told me. I was like, wow, how'd you figure that out? She goes, I just knew it. I said, of course you did, baby. You're brilliant. And she goes, Mom, if I can heal myself, I can heal my brother. Right? I said, that seems right. And she's like, if I can heal my brother, then I can heal the world. And I mean, we just allow them to have this. Just like when my son's like, Mom, I'm hungry. I'm like, okay. He's like, well, what do you want me to do? I'm like, what do you do when you're hungry? He's like, I guess I'll just eat. I'm like, that sounds pretty good. He's like, what am I going to eat? I'm like, what do you think is a good choice? And then he'll figure it out. But we are also very dependent upon the stories of others that they hold to us, meaning there was part of me as a mother that felt like I needed to show up a certain way because of the constructs of society of how moms are. So it was hard to break out of that box. But I was like, no, I'm going to raise independent children that trust themselves and love themselves completely as they are because they are perfect. And I will not teach them that they are broken from the get-go. And I will not teach them that they need me. I love them in every moment because I choose to love them and they choose to love me and they choose to love themselves. It is different than feeling as though you have to in order to survive. And one construct and belief system teaches us that we have to do these things in order to survive. And then when we begin to break out of our box or our stories, we create guilt within us because it's outside of the norm. Know that most of the things that you feel or the judgments that you feel from others when you start to break out of that box, it's them, it's not even you. And if you had enough courage and freedom and honor for yourself to begin to question, to begin to trust you and trust that voice inside of you, then you definitely have enough courage and love and honor for yourself to keep going. It's simple just to close your eyes. And I like to say, show me where I live. So I close my eyes and I say, show me where I live. I'm like, oh, that feels good. Okay, I'm back to square one. And when I notice, because I'm very intuitive and I can hear a lot of things, like, oh, that's interesting. It looks like they're trying to work through something, but that's not mine. And I love them for choosing to work through that. Or that's interesting. And now I'm at a place where it's just straight compassion. Like, oh, I'm so sad that they don't have that freedom. Not even really sad, it's just compassionate. I just hold love for them as they work through that. But I know that has nothing to do with me at all. But in the beginning, it did. It felt like it. And I had to work through it, and trust me. The point of that is you don't need to work through it. I had to, but we don't need to. Just to simply notice that it's not yours, it gives you the freedom to drop it in that very moment and not own it, and not own their beliefs or their values or their stories about what you're creating or not creating. So I'd love to give everyone tips and pointers on how to access what I would call love more often on a regular basis. A lot of us taste it at bits and pieces at times. And traveling through these places, I label them and I notice things about these places and what happened to people when they got there. And one thing that happens when we begin to feel what I would call unconditional love, and we get to that vibrational plane, is we can get stuck there because it feels so amazing. And when we get stuck there, we create purpose in that place. And when we start to create purpose in an existence in that place before we're fully aligned and evolved, we become a victim to purpose. And we become a victim to shedding love and light in a certain area. And this is what I would call spiritual egos when they get developed. And the only way through that is to make sure that we have a lot of communication with our parts. So it brings me back to the very beginning, meaning it's about developing the most loving, honoring, free relationship with you that you could ever have. I like to make decisions and also say, I give myself complete freedom to change my mind at any given moment in time. And that allows me the freedom that I need in order to be me and also make a commitment at the same time. And I also allow my body to have freedom to change at any given time, because transformation and miracles are instant. And it no longer has to take a long time to get here. It's a simple, easy process that I saw happen very, very quickly with myself. And I can see it happen with others very, very quickly. And it's allowing our minds to kind of unravel as we accept and love those thoughts, just noticing them. And a lot of us in this field or in this place, we also practice what I would call mindfulness. Mindfulness is interesting. I don't even like the term mindfulness because it implies that we have a mind of fullness and we are still when we are mindful, but we find truth through movement. And this is where it gets fun. Your body wants to feel and it wants to move. And your mind wants to move. It wants to move thoughts. That's why we have racing thoughts. So when your body feels an energy, such as love or anything, when it feels an energy, your mind will then go, oh, your body must be feeling depression or anger or anxiety. Get rid of it. And then you're like, no, be still, mind. practice mindfulness and you start breathing, and then you sit. Your body wants to move the energy. So I like to call it body awareness, where I feel an energy and I start walking, or I start running, or I start doing yoga, or I start hiking, and instantly my mind is still, until you get to a place where you can sit still and have your mind. But that takes practice with your mind and discipline with your body and your mind at the same time, having constant communication between the two. So a lot of the beliefs that we have about stilling ourselves and stilling our mind is basically traps and holds energy in our mind and traps and holds energy in our body. And energy wants to move. It does not want to be dormant. It wants to be expansive and in flow. So you create no flow that way until you're at a place where you can actually create flow through there. But it takes a minute. I would like to use the rest of this time to walk us through another meditation and then end with the intention. And the meditation this time is going to be allowing some parts of us to show up so we can develop communication, so we can feel the embrace and vibration of love. And so I'll walk us through a picture and paint a beautiful scene about what this could look like with our mind and our heart and our body, all being completely united and in love with one another, so that they can feel and experience together like a wonderful partnership. So if everyone would, feel free to take a deep breath. As you breathe, I want you to notice you. I want you to step outside of you for a second and just look at you. Free from any label, I invite you to fully experience the way you feel. This could be heavy, it could be light, it could be angry, it could be happy. Allow yourself the freedom to just be okay with how you feel, because it is so beautiful just to give yourself that gift. You are so nurturing to yourself to allow you to feel what you need to feel and be what you want to be, free from a label. Take a deep breath and imagine yourself standing in front of a very large mirror. And as you're looking in front of the mirror, I want you to notice that there are 4 of you. And off to your right is your body. that looks exactly like you. And off to your left is your mind that looks exactly like you. And then to the far right corner, there is a tiny you there. This is your heart. And you look like you're about 5 years old. You're sitting in the shadow. It's a little cold. You just notice that that's very interesting. And you turn to your body, to the right of you. You give your body an amazing hug. And you say hello. I'm ready to hear you and feel you and embrace you. And body says, thanks. I'm ready. And then you and your body turn to your left. You say, hello, mind. And mind replies with 1,000 words. You say, we love you, and we thank you for all of your beautiful thoughts, as they serve a wonderful, valuable purpose. And we are ready to accept them and see them as nothing more than just a thought. And mind says, thank you, this will be fun. And the three of you decide to hold hands and walk towards that little you in the corner. And as you get closer, it starts feeling warmer and warmer. And you allow yourself to form a circle around this child. And you all kneel down. Slowly start to scrunch inward until you're fully embracing this child. And you all say, hello, heart. We've missed you, and we're ready to fully feel you. And we will keep you safe. And we will trust you. And we will hear you. We understand your purity is what leads us. And we're ready to listen. And the darkness begins to fade. And the shadow is completely gone. And you just feel warm and whole and united. Allow yourself to take a deep breath. And I will close us out with an intention. Thank you all for showing up today. Every person, every being, every experience. Because I feel more whole getting to experience life with all of you. Thank you for grace, divinity, power, and discipline through love. As we open all of our senses today to feel truth, allow our hearts to fully embrace the energy and vibration of love on all planes. We ask for clarity as we fully experience love. The intentions, expectations, restrictions we hold are invited to fully leave, as we know our minds are only capable of perceiving a thought. And please allow our thoughts to go so we may embrace an involved energy of healing through the embrace of all we truly know. And allow us to fully connect in oneness, stillness, consciousness, through our truth in us, through us. Let us be one, in one through one. Thank you all this evening. All of this is available online, and have a blessed night.